In the previous screencasts, we've come up with a machine model for a voicemail component. In this video, we'll continue that work by creating a stencil component and start implementing the machine model with xState. The first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that I have the latest version of Stencil. So I'm going to run this command and then create a new Stencil project using npm init stencil. And here it will ask me what I want to create, which is a collection of web components called voicemail Git components. Confirm, and that's it. My project is created. Let's open it in PHP Storm. And here is our project. Let's initialize a new Git repository, so git init, add everything, and create an initial commit. And now if we look in the source directory, we have a components folder with an initial my component. We can remove this one and the utils directory because it was used by that default component. To generate our first component, we need to first install the dependencies, so npm install, and then run npm run generate. Here it will ask us for our tag name, which will be voicemail Git recorder. The tag name always need to contain a dash so that it won't conflict with existing component tag names. Let's untick these two because we won't be writing any tests. And now if we look inside the components, we have our first component. And here let's return some text. Let's say hello world. And to make sure our component is used, we need to go to index and update this part. We'll remove the attributes because we don't have any at the moment, and say voicemail Git recorder. Hit save, and then if we run npm run start, with any luck this should work. And here it is. Let's go back and install xState. So I'll open another tab and say npm install xState. Now we can go back to our visualizer and copy the machine, and we can create a new file in the voicemail Git recorder directory called recorder machine.js. And here we can just do export recorder or const recorder machine equals machine, and we'll import this from xState. And before moving forward, let's see if there is anything we might want to change. So we have resolving mic, assign resolve mic error. This could just be assign mic error. Stop recording, assign audio, release mic, clear name errors, okay. Set submit errors, we could just do assign errors. And that's it, I think. Or maybe clear errors. Let's copy this and put it in the visualizer to make sure we haven't messed up anything. And we didn't receive any errors, so I will assume that everything is okay. Well, let's go back and use this machine in our component. The first thing we need to do is to import the machine, so import recorder machine from recorder machine and create an interpreter. Interpret recorder machine, and of course start the machine. Now lastly we need the send and state property from the interpreter. The next thing we want to do is to configure all the actions and services of our machine. And we can do that with config. And here we can pass services and actions. Let's grab all the actions from our recorder machine and have them outputted to the console. So we'll go to the recorder and grab all the actions. Assign mic error, pause, assign audio, release mic, assign name, clear name errors, release mic, resume, assign errors, and clear errors. We'll copy these and put them here. And now we can just copy them again, have context, but it will be unused. You need to add an underscore first. Otherwise, TypeScript will be mad. And here we can just console log this. And now whenever the action will be executed, we'll output to the console. Release mic, I think it's already defined, so we can remove this one. And that's it. Let's do the same exact thing with our services. So we'll go to the recorder machine and grab resolve mic, stop recording, and submit. We'll add them here, and then context, log resolve mic, and these should return a promise. And I think we forgot one action, which is record. It was an entry action here. Let's add it. And I think that's it for now. Oh, these need to be method calls. Okay, let's send some events. The first thing I'm going to do is to use the state decorator to define an internal state property. So we'll go here and say state. State actually is state equals state, which is our initial state from here. And of course, we need to import this from Stencil. And to make sure this gets updated, we can subscribe to the interpreter in the component did load method. So component did load. This is a lifecycle from Stencil, and here we can do interpreter subscribe state, and we can say this state equals state, and let's also log it to the console. And to get the state name, we can do state value. And if we run, so npm run start, assuming I close this one, let's close it. If I go inside the browser, I should see the initial state. It hasn't started maybe? Oh, it's 334. And here is our initial idle state. Okay, let's send some events. So inside host, we'll do a check for our current state, and we can do that with this state matches, and here we pass in the state, which will be idle. So if we are in the idle state, we want to display a button. Otherwise, nothing. And the button will be start recording. And here on click, we'll have send and the record event. Let's see it in the browser. So if I refresh, we are in the idle state, and then once I click the button, we go to resolve mic, we are resolving the mic, then assign it, We go to record and start recording. Let's make these console logs a bit more clear, because currently I don't really know which one is the state and which one is the action or service. One way to do that is to style the console log. Let's create 2 or 3 separate methods, something like function log action, log service, and log state. All of them will receive something to log as parameter, and will console.log, and here we need to add a modulus of C, and then the log, and here we can style them. So we can do background red and padding, let's say 3 pixels. And of course we want each of these to have a different color, so we'll go with yellow for action, pink for service, and let's say light green for state. And now we need to replace our console logs. So let's start with the actions. We'll do this and say log action. Do the same with the services. We'll have log service. And finally, log state. And now if we look in our browser, we now have the state with green, services with pink, again state green, yellow for actions. It's a bit easier to follow them. And let's also remove that space here. Refresh again, and here it is. Okay, that looks easier to follow. Let's continue displaying buttons and sending events for the next states. So the next one is recording, because resolving mic shouldn't actually display anything right now. So we'll go to recording and do something like this. If this state matches recording, then I think on the recording we have 2 actions. Recording, we have stop and retry. So we'll have stop and retry. Replace these 2. Now, why is this complaining? Let's see. Come on, say something. Oh, wrap in JSX fragment. I need to wrap these. Okay, div. Let's go back, refresh, start recording. We are recording. We can stop or retry. If we go with retry, we'll go to confirming retry. So let's add this one. So we'll have the same thing. This will be confirming retry. And I think we have yes and no here. Yes or no. Okay, refresh, start recording, retry, yes or no. If I hit no, we'll go back to recording. If I hit yes, we'll go back to idle. Okay. Next up is the stop state. So we'll grab these 2 and say stop. And here on stopped, where is stopped? We have submit and cancel for now. Okay, go back and refresh. Send, stop, submit, cancel. Cancel goes to confirming cancel. Submit goes to submitting and success. Okay, confirming cancel. Confirming. It will be yes or no. Go back. Start recording, stop, cancel. I think we need to, we need to replace the text as well. Stop, cancel, yes or no? No. Cancel, yes. Okay. And let's add a success state as well. And let's do a final check. Refresh, we're in the idle. Start recording, we are resolving the mic, assign it, and start the recording state. And then on stop, we are stopping the recording, assigning the audio, releasing the mic. The problem here is that we have stop recording, and if this takes too long, the user can actually execute other or send other events like submit or cancel while this is running. To demonstrate that, we can go to our stop recording callback and say set timeout. So we'll have a delay here. And if we refresh and hit start recording stop, now I can hit these two and I shouldn't be able to do them. So I shouldn't be able to submit or cancel while I'm waiting for the recording to stop. That means we need an intermediate state. So if I go to our recorder machine, these four right here need to go away in a different state. Let's say ready for submission. And now this one will target that new state. And if I remember correctly, we have other states that transition to stop, so we need to look for stop here and go to ready for submission instead. Let's copy this and put it in the visualizer to make sure we haven't missed anything. We have record, done, recording, stopped, and here we are waiting for the mic to stop. We assign the audio and have it ready for submission. And where are my actions here? Or let's just check. Ready for submission. These need to be put in on. Let's grab it again. Update. So record, resolving the mic, recording, stop. We assign the audio and go to ready for submission. We can then cancel. Yes, we go back. Ready for submission. Cancel. No, goes back to ready for submission. And submit. Error, goes back ready for submission. Yeah, everything looks good now. Let's also update our component. So instead of stopped, here will be ready for submission. Now let's go back in the browser and refresh. And here we have recording, stop. Now we are waiting for the recording to stop, and only then we have access to these two buttons. Here I can say submit, and we have recording was successfully submitted. That's it for now. In the next screencast, we'll continue implementing the recording functionality. Subscribe and click the bell button to be notified when the next video is up. Bye.